All right, people. Let's get into it. So, theme of the month, post-activation potentiation is a big one. So, we're going to be working in NASM's phase 5, level 5 power training. So, with this, we're going to be pairing a strength exercise with a power exercise. Strength being that I'm moving a heavy weight at a slow speed. Power, it really deals with the speed of the movement. It's funny how they have power lifts. They aren't really power lifts, they're strength lifts. So, oh, that's a little funny thing. But nonetheless, post-activation potentiation is about recruiting muscle fibers with that first one. And then afterwards, using those muscle fibers, very quickly going to the next one, and then doing a quick exercise. So it isn't something that is going to be done slowly like my heavy bench press. It's going to be a wall ball pass that I get then quickness of contraction, not necessarily the force of contraction. So in our first little bit, we're going to have agility, abs, core, all that jazz. So let's get started. We got a ladder, quick feet. We'll get into all that jazz. I like to do a few little things just to get everybody's feet moving, work on some type of agility. Negative bubkas. We all know the bubka old thing, getting ourselves up maybe on a dip bar, on a bar. It'll be the levels of difficulty on there. Hill sprints, again, agility, form running. I like it for all sorts of things in there. Just doing light 1, 2 there. Ab roller. Everybody loves the ab roller. It is also wonderful just to get everything on the anterior side of you working together in that hollowing as we come on up. Je feel. On to our lower round. So this is again where we are working with that PAP, post-activation potentiation. Yes, look it up. I'm not just talking out of my... So, first one, full body, squat, curl, and press. I'm doing it on a slant board. Other reasons with that, you can or not, who cares? We're just doing squat, curl, and press with a heavier weight, and then going on the dumbbell snatch, moving it quickly using a full body exercise there in the power slot, and then onto chest. So barbell bench, med ball chest pass. Simply put, you push a big weight, and then we are moving quickly right then after. We got lat pull downs or pull ups, and then a soccer throw, going overhead there and tossing it. Deadlifts and broad jumps, pairing hip hinges together. And at least I like on the runway, if we're doing them there, going for a little bit of height. And then on the hill, pretty easy. We're going up that hill. But other than that, I also added in there, if you do a round of it and it was very easy for yourself, add in an extra 2 reps with a heavier weight. Note that in your book, write it down for later, and then you can use that set weight, maybe bump up from there for the weeks to come. Other than that, let's get into it. Cool. So the first one that I had in this whole lineup of exercises was quick feet. So the exercise that I've at least been doing, simple right where I don't believe this was the Iggy Shuffle. I think it was a little different. But nonetheless, we're going to be going back. I don't care about names. I just remember what I remember. Now, funny enough, this always gives people trouble. So let's say I did one down, doing another back. Maybe I got comfortable with it. And now I'm doing it much quicker throughout. But on the second time, coming back or through, going through a different type of movement. I go left, right through this. Now, you can do right, left. Is just note which one you're doing. And then when you come back, you're doing the same thing. And then you can repeat and then do the other way of going about that. But this one, for some reason, always trips people up. It's actually kind of funny. And then lastly, I always like throwing like a little fun one, a little hopscotch. So you can make it nice little bounce on the ankles. And then I'm holding up there in the middle. Right. So we're going on to negative bubkas. I go through 6 rounds of some ladder drills. So a needle pulling thread. Oh, Going through that slowly. And Wyatt, one of my dudes, he does it pretty darn well, where he actually goes, oh, right on back up. So, if you'd like a much more difficult way of going about that, there you go. Different ways to do the ab roller. If you have this, cool, then you have the ab roller. One thing I just kind of did there too, I kind of let my back flatten out the other way. I want to keep those abs tightened and my whole body hollowed out there as I go through. Don't want my back to fall out. My hip flexors, just pull my back out of line. Hip flexors are helping you there, sure, but I got to stabilize my back with my abs. All right, going out again. And then, if you are able, just to be a show off, cool. Lastly, I'll do it. I wasn't going to do it because who's going to run on the hills out here? But you know what? Let's go for a sprint. Is that going to be weird? There's going to definitely be this person in their truck. Hope y'all can hear me. It'd be pretty funny. Bring the whole camera out there. Find a hill. Sprint up the hill. Ooh. Holy moly. All right, people. So I am 100% nursing a shoulder injury, so I'm not necessarily going to go too crazy here. But nonetheless, we're going to go into the first strength exercise where I'm going into a slam board squat, curl, and press. Going for just 4 here and using a good bit of weight. So it is stressful. I can feel like my shoulder is having to work on this stabilization here. I'm not going to be going so heavy to where I lose my form. I want to be able to keep form throughout the whole thing. All right. And then I'm going into my power exercise where we got dumbbell snatches. Now, easy way to learn how to do this well is to first jump with a stretched arm. Right? I create the momentum and then I just allow my elbow to bend, my wrist to lead, and then it will just club above my head. Just to show it a little closer. There's going to be elbow going up, elbow, wrist, and then catching it up overhead after my jump. I create movement, and I'm able to get up under it. Working with, if you're able to do heavy weight quickly, awesome. With good form, much better. We don't want to be losing form and everything with this. We want to be able to get it up there cleanly without having to really like press that up. You don't want it to be 2 movements, 1 quick one. Onto upper body. You're at, again, shoulder injury. I'm not going to be going crazy with this. But solid plan of those feet. Feet are going to help you on with this. We're going to lay on back. You can think about pushing your feet into the ground, into your shoulders. You can push yourself back towards your feet, push against yourself, kind of get that arch position. Maybe my butt comes up, let myself sit down on the bench, making sure I'm symmetrical. I see the grit on the bench here, and then we are gonna take it up off. All right, so I got my microphone. What up, Adib? I'm my microphone at least on my neck, but we're going about nipple level, and then that bar is going up over shoulder. Now, immediately after our 4, going down to all this. What up, Adib? Now it's going to be a wall ball chest pass. Bum, bum. Now, even if my pivot thing was working, wouldn't even rotate with me. So I don't even need that. Fingers up. We're doing a wall ball chest pass. 8 on each side. And then on 2 pull-ups. Right. Now either going into pull-ups, bring my chin above the bar, but palms facing away from myself, or having to be lat pull downs on the machine. After your 4, and we're going into soccer throw, using length just like movement after my plant. Getting those arms moving forward, long together, and 8 total. 4 on each side, but on 2 legs. And to end it off, we have leg exercises. And my favorite is deadlift. We're fighting gravity all the time, and at least with this, you are having to resist. So for the setup, squatting down under the bar, that sucker is right up against my shins. That's why you see those powerlifters wearing those socks. It's to protect their shins because they're dragging it up. Squat down up in front of this thing, sink your butt under, raise those hips so you feel a little tension in your hamstrings, and then raise it on up as one unit with my back. I don't want to let that fold out, but going from a heavy 4 and then going into broad jumps down the runway or up the hill for the sake of efficiency. We're doing it right here. Like I said before, going for height, going for low ground contact time and speed of contraction. Thank you.